Hey guys, I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Shikha, as always, and I welcome you to my videos. I welcome you to my channel, and I hope that you guys are enjoying all the content that I've been putting out there. Someone called me prolific the other day, and I thought that was really cool. There are a lot of videos out there, and there's a lot of stuff that I've put out there, so take it slowly and try to learn from it as much as possible. In this video, I want to speak to you guys about how INFJs hate saying goodbye. Now, of course, this is not a trait that is exclusive to us. A lot of people hate saying goodbye, but INFJs in general hate saying goodbye so much that we'll actually completely avoid the person if we have to say goodbye to them. Recently, I had this situation happen to me because I left Toronto and I moved back to Chiang Mai. I say back as if this is my home. I do consider Chiang Mai my home more than I consider Toronto my home now. Toronto was my home for the longest time, but now I feel like Chiang Mai is my true home, where my heart lives, kind of thing. And so I was moving back, and obviously I have a lot of friends back in Toronto because I did spend a lot of years there, 10-15 years. So I do know a lot of people there. But there's a couple of people that I really just hang out with when I go there, and mostly I just hang out with my family because that's the reason I go there, is to visit my family, to kind of make them feel better about the fact that I'm far away. And then I hope that this kind of like will build up enough so that they can feel good about letting me go for a few months. But there's a couple of people that I do hang out with, and there's one individual. He is an ENTP. He's great. He's one of my really good friends, and I always meet up with him whenever I go back home. But one of the things that I hate and I absolutely despise is saying goodbye to him every single time, because obviously I'm leaving, and I know that I'm not going to see him for a few months. He's also really sick. He has MS, which means that there is a possibility, well, touch wood, hopefully never, but there's a possibility that he might get really sick while I'm away, and something might happen. And so in that regard as well, I'm always really wary, and I really despise saying goodbye to him. And so I completely avoid it as much as possible. Fortunately, he's a good guy, and he knows what kind of person I am. And so he always kind of makes sure that he meets up with me once at least before I leave. Always making sure that, he's like, when are you leaving? Is it tomorrow or day after tomorrow? I'm going to come and see you for 15 minutes before you leave. And so this happened last time as well, just a few weeks ago. I'm sitting there and he texts me, he's like, I'm coming over for 15 minutes just to drop off something and to say goodbye and to give you a hug because you're going to be gone for a few months. And of course, me in my thing where I'm just like, sometimes I do think that I'm a little bit cold. I message him back saying, I'm going to be back in a few months. You don't actually really have to come, it's fine. I'll be back in September. It's only 9 months. It'll pass by like that. And so obviously he's like, it's 9 months. That's a long time. I have to come see you at least once before you leave. It's only going to be 15 minutes. And so I'm like, but, I have to go to sleep. I have work in the morning. I just don't know. My parents are at home, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I will come to the door. I'll give you my gift, my Christmas present for you, and I will walk away. That's all. I just want to give you a quick hug. That's all. So I'm like, all right, fine. Come and visit me. Now, of course, if you read this exchange, it was just all by text, obviously, because he knows I hate talking on the phone. So if you read this exchange, you'd obviously think that I was an absolute douche. I was an absolute cold, robotic individual who has no feeling and no emotion for anyone on this planet. And that's one of the reasons why I think INFJs, one of the many reasons why INFJs come across as unfeeling people, even though we do feel a lot. One of the reasons why I didn't want to see him was because I did not want to have that conversation. I did not want to have to see him and feel that emotion of loss, because that's what I would feel. I'd see him and I'd think to myself, God, I'm not going to see him for 9 months. Damn it. What the hell? Why do I have to leave again? But I'd be like, but I love Chiang Mai. I want to live there. I don't want to live here. And so it'll bring up all of these random emotions in me, and it'll make me feel. And I don't want to feel. I want to be a robot. I want to pretend like everything is fine. I want to pretend like nothing matters and no one matters and I don't care about anyone. All of this stuff. And so I don't want to see him. And the same kind of thing happened when I was obviously saying goodbye to my parents. Now, my mom always cries when I leave. And I always wonder to myself, why can't I cry at these situations? I always think to myself, why is it so difficult for us to show emotions, especially in situations where it's all right to show emotion? I'm not going to see them for 9 months. They're my parents. I love them. But I could not cry. In fact, I was so excited about the fact that I was going to Chiang Mai, to my home, that I was actually happy about the fact that I was leaving. Not happy that I was leaving them, but happy that I was leaving Toronto. It was cold that day too. It was freezing. It was like minus 28 or something. It was so cold, and I couldn't go out all day, and I was like, yes, I'm going back to the heat. And so I was actually really, really happy that I was leaving. Now, of course, as I've said before in a previous video, we're very good at compartmentalizing our emotions. And I knew that at that moment, I was really happy that I was leaving. I was going back to my house, to my home. But I knew that eventually, when I got to Chiang Mai and I'd be sitting there by myself in my room here somewhere, I would actually process the emotion of loss and the fact that I'm away from my family, and the fact that I miss them, and I will miss them, and I love them, and I want to be around them. If I could transport all of them, all the people I love, to Chiang Mai and have them live here around me, that would be ideal. But of course, life doesn't work that way. And so I would actually deal with it afterwards. In that moment in time, when I was saying goodbye to my mother, she was crying, and I was happy on the inside. Of course, I didn't show it. But I was happy on the inside because I was, going back to my house. And so if you saw it from the outside in, you would think, wow, she's a very cruel INFJ, and she's a very cold individual. She doesn't really care about her mother, or things like that, right? That's one of the reasons why I sometimes despise being an INFJ, is because not only is it so hard for us to show emotion, even in situations, as I said, that are really easy to show emotions. You're saying goodbye to someone, you're not going to see them for a while, you love them, you like hanging out with them, you can show a little bit of sadness. But it's absolutely freaking impossible sometimes for me. I've never done that. I've never cried when I said goodbye to someone. Even my INTJ sister, and she's an INTJ, and I'm telling you, she is really, really strong, really stoic. And even she cried when I said goodbye to her. And I think to myself, oh my God, what's wrong with me? I mean, I'm supposed to be the feeler here. She's the thinker. But she had tears in her eyes, and I didn't. I was like, oh, we're going to see each other soon. It's fine. Everything's fine. And so again, this is the problem sometimes with being an INFJ. Now, as I've said before, I love being who I am. I love every aspect of myself. I try to like every aspect of myself as much as possible. But the fact that I don't like saying goodbyes, or I can't show emotions in these kind of situations, which are pretty much basic, right? Like being at a funeral and not being able to cry, or not being able to be sad. Again, these are situations where it's pretty typical, it's pretty normal to feel emotions and to be sad or to show some kind of emotion, but we just can't. And that's one of the reasons why I hate goodbyes. I just hate going and saying goodbye to someone, because I know that they're expecting me to have certain emotions. They're expecting me to cry, or to be sad, or to show some kind of negativity, some kind of grief. And I just can't even muster up a smidgen of grief for that person in that moment in time. Because as INFJs, we always deal with our emotions on our own. I know that when I go back home, or when I get wherever I'm supposed to get to, in my own safe space, in my cave, then I will be able to process that emotion and think to myself, wow, I'm really gonna miss that person. Oh, that's so sad. I can't believe I'm not gonna see them for a while, or I can't believe that we had to say goodbye, blah, 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 right? I know you guys probably remember this, probably from the videos. You remember I used to live in a jungle, in the Thai jungle down south last year, in a place called the Sanctuary, and I was working there. I was helping them out with certain things, marketing wise, and I had to leave because one of my parents got sick, and so I left and I came back, and I went back to Toronto. But in that moment in time, I was saying goodbye to everyone, and I had formed really good bonds with all of them. They're really good people. I love them so much. But again, the same thing. They were like, "Are you gonna miss us? Are you gonna be sad? Are you sad that you're leaving?" And I really had to force myself and really muster up that thing, like, yes, I am going to miss you guys. I really had to try and be like, okay, yes, please say yes, please say yes. But in my heart and in my mind, in that moment in time, I was excited. I was gonna go see my family, I was gonna be with my friends, and I was gonna be back home and take care of my mother. And it was just like, well, I was excited. I was happy that I was trying or going on to a new chapter in my life, and I was saying goodbye to this old chapter. And so again, I hate saying goodbyes. I hate saying goodbye to situations. I hate saying goodbye to people, to places, to anything. I'm really terrible at it. I'm not good at it. People expect certain things out of me, and I can't give them what they want. It always makes me feel like a bad person. I just hate it because it makes me feel like, oh my God, I'm such a terrible human being. Why can't I just feel some kind of real emotion about this situation? Everyone else is, and everyone else will be crying, and I'll just be standing there thinking, oh shit, am I supposed to cry as well? I really want to cry, but I can't. Oh God, I'm a terrible person. Anyways, I hope this makes sense to you guys. I hope that I was able to explain myself to you. If you guys have any questions at all, please message me anytime. All my contact information is in the description below. And you can comment below as well, obviously. I read all comments. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.